not where you want to be. You want to be somewhere down close to this end of the start as the gate drops, and off they go. And some of the real fast starters get out of there in a big hurry into turn number 1. As they make the corner to the line, it's Davey Millsaps on the number 118 out. Maybe can afford to be a little cautious, but not that cautious. Millsaps out in front, then Wyndham, then Dansani.
Maybe not having quite the speed to win, but maybe getting out front here and getting out front early will help him. And Wyndham has actually won here not too long ago. So.
Wow. But Wyndham just lost the number 2 spot to Chad Reed, who seems to have lit a fire under himself here in Moto number 1 at Washougal.
It's just like glass. It's so slippery. So these guys having to really work the throttle through there.
Chad Reed through the whoops, takes the lead from Millsaps and goes for a quick tear off there as Reed lead in quite a while.
He looks like he's on fire too. He's pushing hard, getting going through the turns a lot quicker than I've seen. Looks just more aggressive than I've seen the last few rounds.
That's exactly what I was saying. He's trying to get up behind Kevin Wyndham, does so very quickly with an inside line. Wow, is James Stewart that much faster than Kevin Wyndham in 2 turns? Yes, just a thing of beauty to watch him ride that hard.
I haven't seen Carmichael pop into this picture yet. He better get up here into this fight, or he's going to have too much of a gap ruts where the bumps are. Very, very difficult to see. Guys will wear different colored lenses and things to try to sharpen it up, but it's just tough to see.
James Stewart, block pass, made that look easy on Millsaps, went right inside, and you could see it coming from 2 turns away.
A lot of talk coming from the Kawasaki camp that they were having trouble with James's rear shock. The rebound was too quick, and he'd get into really high-speed situations that would rebound too fast. And maybe some of his crashes were caused because of that. They weren't sure, but it's something they've definitely been working on. And
right now, with all respect to James Stewart, who is just ahead of them, and to our leader, Chad Reed, Carmichael makes the pass on Millsaps and heads that way. Price tag, and that certainly is something that the powers that be will have to take into consideration.
It's very expensive. It's very time-consuming, and quite frankly, it's difficult. The Tour de France is having this problem now where they find a test to pick out a particular drug. They'll come up with another design, relevant in our sport or not. Maybe as far as how fast you can ride the bike, it's not going to help you. I mean, a little bit of testosterone or whatever that they would give you, but what it would do is allow for you to recover much easier. When you consider these guys are doing 16 rounds of Supercross, 12 Nationals, the financial ability to do it, which these top few guys do have. So, not to point any fingers or say that any of them are doing it, but I think we would be.
Top riders have gone on record as saying that they would welcome it because they adhere. Oh, down goes Chad Reed, and there's nothing that comes out of a drug lab that's going to help when you just fall over.
Well, like I said, this ground is very, very hard and shiny. It looks like it's good traction, but you can see there that little light patch. That's from under.
Losing 2 spots to James Stewart and Ricky Carmichael. There are those who would say it might have happened anyway. But Chad Reed tipping over makes it a lot easier for Stewart. Here comes Carmichael, and these two have resumed their battle this time for the lead. These two are the class of the field when they're both running at full tilt. And so James Stewart and Ricky Carmichael, as Carmichael goes inside, can't quite get close enough to make the pass. Stewart is there, Carmichael right behind him. Right now, and if you look close, you'll see smiles on the faces of the fans around the fences here. Carmichael goes outside, crosses back in with a great drive up the hill. They flatten it out side by side, little kickouts there, and here they come in tandem. James Stewart with Ricky Carmichael right behind him. Inside goes Carmichael again to take the lead, but not for long. And he does it again, side by side. Pushes Stewart out off the edge of the track. The bike lengths, you know this is not over.
Well, Ricky's been definitely forcing the issue. Anytime these two get together, he doesn't waste a lot of time. He gets in there. If he's got to bump him, he did it at Budds Creek. He'll just shove you out of the way. Yeah.
The track, whatever. Oh, Stewart turns the favor right back. Comes in and blasts Carmichael to take the lead.
Oh, snap. Now, how angry is Ricky Carmichael right now? He's been doing that to James all year. I think James just finally said, hey.
Hammer and tong, as our British colleagues would like to say, and Carmichael trying to find another way around. Now they've both exchanged sort of rabbit punches, if you will. Now let's see if the real knockout.
But he definitely didn't leave him any room, and James went off the track, had to go around a jump. And when James came back, he ran straight into Ricky. He shoved him right completely off the track. So
now Carmichael just took the lead again in a very gentlemanly pass by comparison. So apparently the The hostilities have subsided somewhat, at least, with an exchange block passes. Carmichael now with the advantage, and Stewart trying to find a way back around.
Well, these two, for the most part, they'll race clean together. They're not going to, there's no bitterness there between the two of them, but they both really want to win, and if there's only a little bit of room to make a pass, these guys are going to take it. They're going to open that gap up.
LaPaglia from California on his Suzuki.
You see LaPaglia ducking his head down. When you're coming up that hill behind a 450, oh man, you better have a chest protector on it. You will just be welted up.
James Stewart getting close to Carmichael once again. Shower, yes, there's some mud covering both rider and machine. Stewart almost a little short on that last jump, but made it look like he meant to do that.
Can you see how fast these guys are going through these turns? They're just dropping into these ruts, leaned completely over flat and pinning it. This pace they've got going right now is ridiculous.
Well, it's easy to tell how much faster they are than everyone else. Do you see anyone else on the same lap? No.
I wish Reedy wouldn't have fallen, because it would have been interesting to see how his pace held up with these two. Would have really added something to this.
Coming up on the final lap, Carmichael and Stewart with the white flag waving. Still a little bit of traffic in front of him. The number 361 there.
Finish. So I would be interesting to be a fly on the wall at their little team meetings and see what Ricky's strategy is. You know, it's got to be just, hey, get to the front as fast as you can and
opportune moments. So Carmichael's been able to maintain this gap for the last lap. And we're on the final lap right now, but Stewart isn't cutting him any slack.
Well, he's not backing off either. He wants Ricky to know that he can finish right behind him. These are the turns I'm talking about. Look how fast they get through these corners.
Continues to bounce it around and ride aggressively. The only thing that Stewart might have is a little less race fitness than Ricky Carmichael, because he's had a few weeks off here and there.
Yeah, he has taken some time off. At Colorado last weekend, I think he was definitely sort of blowing the cobwebs off. He's going to continue to get more comfortable racing again, and they're going to continue to work out the little glitches that they've got on that bike, if there are any, if that rebounding issue is as big a problem as they're saying. And second there, and he'll be even closer to Ricky if that's possible.
And of course, the fans are the winners. Even though Stewart is out of the championship, even by his own admission, the fans who lean over the fences every week at places like Washougal want to see good racing like this. Pass and repass between Ricky Carmichael and James Stewart. In the end, Carmichael prevails.
Oh, Ricky's waving him up. I wonder what this is all about.
Well, it looks like some good sportsmanship in the end. And
yeah, you know, it feels good just to be back up and running, you know. Got actually a full weekend in riding, and, man, Kawasaki, these guys busted their butt working on this motorcycle, and it's a lot better from where we've been. So all we can do is improve. We got a break after this, so I'm really excited about getting back and getting back to where I should be at.
It definitely ranks up there. I've been around a long time, so I've had some good battles. But you know what? I'm looking forward to it. It's great that everyone's 100%, and you know, I definitely got to say, man, I put a cheap shot on him in the back. Really not my character, but you know, I was struggling to get by. I was waiting, and so I forced the issue, and then he returned the favor back at me, and then the second time to make it stick, I ended up getting a good pass by him.